Hey, Stampin' Friends, Jody Breckbill, Stampin' Queen here, and I am live in my studio this evening. So if you are on, come on in and say hi. I know I've left you hanging for the last couple of Mondays. Things just were not panning out for me to do some videos and some stamping with you guys, but I'm back, and hopefully you guys are going to hang out here with me a little bit this evening. So it's about 7 o'clock here on the East Coast. I am in South Central Pennsylvania. So come in and say hi. Tell us where you're joining from. We'll give some friends a couple minutes to come on here and we'll do some chit chatting. First of all, I will apologize because it is spring here in Pennsylvania. And with spring means certain things are coming. And number one, my husband is mowing the lawn. So you may hear the mower as he goes right by my studio window. He just decided to go out and mow. It's also love season on the farm, shall we say. So we do have a dairy farm and we have lots of farm kitties and they are experiencing love right now because it is spring. And so that's got the dog all wound up. So you might hear him in the background. He is guarding the front door at the moment because there are some cats in my driveway. Having a little date night, shall we say. So how is everybody? I'm so happy to see friends on here. Hey, I want to tell you a couple of things before we get rolling too far into stamping because I've got a wow class for you tonight. 2 projects I want to share that are going to make you say, what? I love it. And we're going to focus on some things that are retiring because we are getting ready to say goodbye to both those catalogs. But I do want to make sure you guys know that I have a new color club happening right now. It is open. If you want to get those gorgeous new colors, let's take a look at them, shall we? It's a little tricky to see here because we have evening light in the studio, but this one is our new bubble bath. Everybody had been asking for a pink, and I feel like we've got a nice pink here. So this is bubble bath. But what I have with this club is you can join, and each month, it's like Stampin' Layaway. Each month you make your color club payment and you get a bundle of that color. So you can find the information in the description of this video, but it is open right now. Everyone who joins my color club is going to get something free every month, a little goodie from me. Oh man, this one does not really showcase very well at all. This is Lemon Lolly. It looks like vanilla. Oh my gosh, I need true lighting in here, don't I? So this is Lemon Lolly, a nice buttery yellow. Azure Afternoon. This makes me feel like I need to go to the Bahamas and lay on the beach for a little bit. And then Pecan Pie. Sometimes I wish these were scratch and sniff because I love pecan pie. It's like my number 2 favorite dessert. So pecan pie, those are our 4 new core colors, okay? So these go right into the color families. They're gonna stick around for a little while. So you are going to get a bundle. If you join Color Club, you can get a bundle of each of this color, which would be cardstock, ink pad, refill, and Stampin' Blend. Okay, that's what you get each month. 1 color at the end of club, you have all the things. Now, these are the 5 new in colors. So different from last year, right, you guys? I know a lot of you have been seeing them. You're demonstrators. You already have them in your house. And some of you guys have been seeing them from other demos online. And everyone has varying opinions on these. But last year's colors were so bright and beautiful and in your face. And this time we went with some more muted earth tones, maybe even a little throwback, because I'm pretty sure my kitchen when I was growing up was boho blue and my bedroom was moody mauve. So we've got copper clay, pebbled path, boho blue, moody mauve, and wild wheat. Now, wild wheat was one I wasn't sure about. I was kind of like, that looks sometimes what comes out of the back end of a calf every now and then. But when you pair it with a lot of the other colors, it takes on a gorgeous gold tone without that shimmery gold foil. So in Color Club is happening as well. You would get each month a bundle of the cardstock, the ink pad, the refill, the ribbon, and the Stampin' Blend. Okay, so just want to make sure you guys are all aware. If you love the new colors, that's a great way to get them. That's actually what sucked me into Stampin' Up in the first place, was doing a color club. when I was a little baby new stamper. All right, so we've got some friends on, so let's go ahead and do some stamping. We are going to play, quick reminder about the new paper pumpkin, the outdoorsy paper pumpkin kit. Subscription is open now through May 10th on that one. So if you have any questions about paper pumpkin, hit me up and let me know. So we're going to play with these two stamp sets right here, Two-Tone Flora and Something Fancy. They are actually staying. They are in the new catalog, but they are not bundled. So if you love them, go ahead and grab them before the end of the month because they will be 10% savings. And then we're going to play with the Fancy Flora Designer Series paper, which makes me super sad. This is gorgeous, gorgeous DSP, and I really hate to see it go. But, you know, we got to make room for new stuff. So I had lots of fun. This was probably my third pack of this paper. I loved it. So we've got that side, and then we've got this side. Very texture looking, even though it's flat. But it does look like it's got a lot of texture to it. So we're going to play with that, and we're going to create a wow project and a really cool little treat box. So let's get started. All right, we're going to need the good old Stampin' Simply Scored here. And we're going to take, I got lots of piles here. We're going to take a piece of Petal Pink. And this piece is 8.5 by 10.5. Hopefully I'm going to make it through this video tonight. My throat has been so dry. I've been sucking lozenges and drinking lots of water because I think it's allergies. We had our windows open over the weekend because it was really nice. And the pollen, oh my gosh. Are allergies bad where you guys are? Because our cars are like green. They've got pollen. And I think that's what is bothering my throat. So hopefully we'll get through this video. So Petal Pink 8.5 by 10.5. We've got our 10.5 inch side at the top. And, you know, I always share that I create my templates out of this junky cardstock from the Walmart. So this is what we're going to create right here. So we're going to score at 3 inches and 3 3/4 inches. And then because math is hard, I'm going to turn it and just do the same exact thing on the opposite side. That way I only have to keep 2 numbers in my head, 3 and 3 3/4. So now we'll turn and we have the 8.5 inch side at the top, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch and 1 1/4. And then the same thing, we're going to turn and do 1/2 inch and 1 1/4. All right, make sure I did this right. 1/2 and 1 1/4, because on my first one I did not. Now, while I have this out, I'm going to take a piece of Calypso Coral, and I'm going to do a score. This is 5.5 by 5 3/4, and I'm going to score it in half at 2 3/4. But let me make sure I am doing it the right way. Yes, so I want to score. So I want the 5.5 inch side at the top, and I'm going to score at 2 3/4, which should be making it in half. And yes, keep in mind, friends, it has been a minute since I've made these. So I am testing the old brain tonight with, do you remember how you created this many, many weeks ago? Hey, everybody. Hey, Marcia, Marilyn, Patty, Corinne. Nice to have you guys on with me this evening. So we're going to burnish all these score lines. That just starts to break down the fibers and is going to make our little treat box go together much, much easier. So we're just rubbing the old bone folder right across those score lines, getting them nice and crisp. Now we need to do a little bit of trimming. So we need to trim our template to look like that. So let's get some skizzers here. And I'm going to initially take off this big chunk right here. Now you could use your paper trimmer if you wish. I'm just going to wing it here. Cut that trunk off. Oh, Thelma says her cars are yellow. Yeah, it's so crazy, this pollen. And then, of course, my husband's out mowing, so that doesn't help me either. I've been really good, and I probably, this is my own fault. I just said the other day, man, my allergies are not too bad because I have not taken any medication yet this year. And last night, I was like, oh, shot yourself in the foot, Breckville. You shouldn't have said that. All right, so there we've got that part, right? We're making this big giant T, right? Now we need to make this little flappy right there. So we're going to cut off this tiny end and then make sure that flap is free. And that, my friends, is what our box is going to look like. Okay, going to make that big old T right there. Now I'm going to grab my little snippy snips. And I'm going to just do a little trimming here just so that this box goes together. I might have to go get some water. Make sure this box goes together nicely. And that's just by kind of mitering those edges just a smidge. So sorry. All right, so there we go. Now I also think I'm going to do that edge and this edge. That'll just keep anything from sticking out when I go to fold it together. So now you should start to see how this box is going to come together. Okay, so it's going to go like this, and then up and over. Making sense? And there you can put your little treats in there. Super cool, right? So let's do, before we put it together, I always think it's easier to do the decorating first. So we're going to decorate the front panel. And I've got some Designer Series paper here. I've got some of that DSP. I've got some Starry Sky. And I have some Calypso Coral. Oh, I don't need you. I need you. Okay, so there's one, whoops, one panel. And I will put the description in the video after we're done here, or not the description, the dimensions. Okay, so here we've got this and that for the inside. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these together. Actually, let's stamp first, shall we? We're going to use some Starry Sky. And cup of tea. So this is getting ready to retire this bundle. So we're going to use the Treat Yourself. You find it here. I have two stamps on one block here because I was in a hurry. Okay, so we're going to ink this one up. Take care of yourself. Sorry, not treat yourself. There we go. In Starry Sky ink. Root beer barrels. I have never heard that, Corinne. Never heard that, but it's worth a try, right? It's been a long time since I've had a root beer barrel. I can tell you that for sure. So we've got that layer mounted, and then we're going to do that right on top of the Calypso Coral. Hey, Karen. And I think I saw Betty came too. Betty's on. Hey, Betty. There we are. So we're going to add this. This is going to be the front. Oh, let's stop. Don't get ahead of yourself, girlfriend. Let's do your ribbon first. We're going to put a little bit of Starry Sky ribbon. Got some sticky scissors there. So we'll go ahead and add that before we tack it down. How about that? So Betty, I hope that I'm not going to screw myself by saying this, but there's a rumor in my house that we are heading to Oregon this summer. We're going to make it happen. So I told my husband, if that is indeed true, I need to try to make sure I see my friends on the West Coast. All right, so we want to have this on this flap. So hopefully I didn't mess things up by letting that secret out, but we're working on some plans right now. There we are. Okay, so now on this flap, this is kind of going to be our greeting. So let's add these pieces together. Oh, I know, Karen. My husband was just out putting some covers on two of our trees that have started to bud. These poor trees, we have 3 times they have tried to die, and we keep kind of trying to get them back. Last year in the spring, we had heifers get out, and they came and ran rampant through our backyard, and they ate all the buds off our poor little budding trees. So they came back this year, and now they have these cute little buds, and it's supposed to be below freezing. So my husband went out and covered them. All right, so this is going to be the front of our box. So we're going to put this little card on the front here, and this is where you could put a message to your friend. I was kind of thinking Mother's Day on this one. Don't forget to come to Minnesota. Let me tell you, Lori, if I come to Minnesota, it is not going to be when you have all that snow. That is for sure. That is for sure. Okay, so we're going to do something with that. So that's going to be a little flap that's going to have a greeting, and you can, you know, write something. And I was kind of thinking along the lines of Mother's Day when I was working with this, and I thought, wouldn't that be cute to do something for Mother's Day and make this cute little treat? Could put some tea in there, some candies in there, something yummy. All right, now to put this together, I'm going to go with the good old-fashioned Stampin' Seal Plus. So I'm putting that on the flaps, and I'm going to put it on this big flap here and this one here. All right, so this is going to fold up. Hopefully you can see this. Oh no. Patty says the deer get everything in her yard. Yeah. And deer, you can't, like deer, you just don't know when they're showing up. Heifers are not supposed to be in my yard. That's a code red here on the farm when you have got cows out. All right. So now we're going to bring this one up and close those edges together right there. Same on this side. You use Repel's All Spray. That's what you put on your trees to keep cows away. Look at how stinking cute. Yeah, code moo. That's right. For sure. The last thing you want to hear is when in the middle of the night sleeping and you get called out because you have cows out, because it's really fun to chase cows in the dark. All right, we're going to use some Pool Party here and stamp the greenery. And I have somewhere some Calypso Coral for our flowers. And then there is a little sentiment here. Actually, let's do our flowers first. Oh, on your plants for the deer. All right, there you go. Repel's All Spray to keep the deer away. Maybe it'll keep cows away. I don't know. I doubt it. Cows are just rude. They lick and chew anything and everything. All right, now we can do our sentiment. Do that here in the corner. So, yeah, they just want to have fun. I'll tell you, when they're out, this girl is not having fun. I pretend like I'm sleeping. And then hopefully the farmer lets me alone. I'm not the best at chasing cows. I don't like to run. All right, so here we are. There's our center for this little project here. Okay, adorable. Let's do a bow. Got a little sparkle on the front, which is cool. There's our front. Now, let's keep it together, shall we? Yes. I've got little Velcro dots. And that's going to be how we keep our little treat box shut. Okay, so there we are. We're going to open it up here. Ta-da! Actually, this needs to move. No, that can't move down because it almost will stick it shut. So I could put another Velcro dot there as well, but you could put some good stuff in there. All right, so there's project number 1. Now, let me move some things out of the way here so I have some room to show you project number 2. I gotta find my notes to myself here. Let me get a drink of water. Hold on, guys. Hold, please. Okay, so sorry about that. All right, here's the project that we are going to make. And we're still using that Fancy Flora Designer Series paper. And this is a super, super cool step card. All right, now let's say a little prayer that Jody remembers how she did this, because I made this probably in January. All right, so we're going to start off with our evening evergreen piece. This is goodbye. This is our retirement party for evening evergreen. We're here to say goodbye. We're here to mourn because we know he's not carrying over, but we're going to have hope. We're going to have hope that someday he does come back in the next color refresh. So we've got evening evergreen. We're also saying goodbye to soft suede. That's another one. Although I'm okay that the pecan pie came. I'm okay with that. There is nothing similar to this evergreen, and I'm going to miss it very hard. So we've got a piece of evening evergreen, which is 4 1/4 by 9 1/2. So we've got our 9 1/2 inch at the top, and we are going to score at 2 inches and 4 inches. Now we're going to need our score tool, so I'm not sending it too far away, but we need to do a little bit of work before we carry on. So let's make these folds. So we're going to fold that one in, and this one is going to come back. Okay, so that's how our card is going to open. So we've got some DSP and some cardstock here. So we've got, that's just the opposite of this piece. I know, Connie, you and me both, girl. It is a sad day. Now, I know I retire my colors, but you guys do not have to. If you bought re-inker and more cardstock, you can keep on playing. So we're going to mount these two pieces together. I'm going to go this way, I think. Not that it really matters too much. And we are working with the dreaded 1/8 inch measurements here. I know some of you guys, if you're a bifocal babe like me, You just love those 1/8 inches because they are so tiny. All right, so we're gonna put those two pieces together. Okay, making sense so far? Yeah. Now this card obviously is not a traditional card, so I'd probably put a piece on the back that you could do your sentiment and write your note to your friend. Okay, now we have to do this decoration here on that flap. So I've got a piece of the DSP and a piece of that soft suede. Last I did look, this DSP is still available. I haven't updated since the weekend to see what has sold out, but it was still around. So if you love this DSP, you could go grab some before it's too late, because May 1st is our last day with those catalogs. Okay? Yeah, keep stocking up. Absolutely. I will. Yep. After I'm done, Karen, you'll just go to the description of the video. You have to, it may not be till tomorrow though, because when I'm ending the video tonight, I don't know if I'll get back on. So you might have to wait until tomorrow for me to get the measurements up. But like this could be a card in itself. I mean, that's pretty right there. Okay, so now we need to do our first layer. And I'm losing my voice. We're going to put this DSP onto the soft suede. As I mentioned, it's a lot of 1/8 inches. So you could adjust it if you want. You could absolutely even leave that layer out and have a little bit of a 1/4 inch there. This looks like it is cut a little wonky, but we're going to go with it. Maybe I'm just wonky today. All right, so this layer here is going to be 5 by 3 1/4. Yep, 5 by 3 1/4. And before I make big mistakes, let me check myself. You better check yourself. Yep. All right, so we've got the 5-inch side at the top, and we are going to score at 1 1/2, 3 inches, and 4 1/2. This is a lot of work, but trust me, I think at the end you'll be like, you know what? Worth it. And also, I think after you make the first one, it goes together so much faster once you have seen how it goes the first time. Alrighty, so this is basically going to go like a tunnel, sort of. It's going to be attached like this. Does that make sense? Whereas this is a step card, right? So that's going to be your first step, which means that this is the panel that we're putting that DSP on. Did you hide your adhesive? Did the gnomes take it? It was right here. Oh, Lordy, help me. Help me, Rhonda. Some days are better than others. All right, so let's put that right here in the middle. So we're ready to go. Now, this is the fun part, because this is what I don't remember how I did it. So you guys hang in there with me, but I'm pretty sure I do this. And then I do that. All right, so what we're going to do here, I'm going to use, I'm going to use the Seal Plus, I think. I say that, and then I'm going to end up like having to take this card apart. I know this is what I did. It feels very familiar. Okay, so I'm kind of eyeballing that. See how it's in the middle? And this side is going to hit right in that crease. Okay, and I'm going to close it. Then I want some adhesive on this piece right here. Oh, say a little prayer for me. close it. Yes. My memory is coming back. All right, so we've got one step done. Repeat, lather, rinse, repeat, right, girls? I say girls, I'm assuming we don't have any Stampin' Guys on with us. But if we do, hey, I would love to have some Stampin' Guys come and join us. All right, we've got that layer. Now we have another piece of Evening Evergreen. We got to put a couple scores in. And this one should be 4 by 2.5. Yep. And we're going to score at 1 inch, 2.5, and 3.5. Okay, so now hopefully you guys are not frantically writing all this stuff down because I will put it in the description. No worries, friends. This is our step number 2. And so we're going to add our DSP panel in the middle. Green glue would probably work really well with this. Okay. So now I'm going to lay that piece right there. Yep, looking good. My memory is not failing me. Praise be. Add some Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm kind of making sure it's even on both those sides right there. Hey, Francis, glad you could join us. Adhesive here on this flap. And then I'm just going to tuck it under. Okay, see how I'm tucking that under? Push it down. Push it real good. All right, we got to do it one more time. We can do this, kids. We're getting to the end. We got it. We got it. Little tiny square here. We've got this piece. We got to do some scoring. This one is 1.5 by 3. And we're going to score at 1/2 inch, 2, and 2.5. 2.5 is tricky for those left-handed people. All right, that is it for our scoring. So let's burnish those folds a bit. Add our DSP layer. Looking good. Looking good. Oh, I'm so happy with myself. I was worried. Now we're going to do the same thing. Add some adhesive on here. Green glue works too. Tombow would work. Line that up in the center. Push her down. Adhesive on this fold. Tuck it under. Fold it flat. And there is your awesome step card. Ta-da! I can hear you guys clapping. I can hear it. Now let's finish her off because it's a beautiful project, yeah? We have Evergreen for our sentiment, and that's cut out early ahead of time with the stitched stylish shapes, yeah? Okay, so there we have that. Thank you. Oh, I love you guys. You make me feel special. Now, I don't need that. I do want to share this flower. So it is a 2-step flower, and I find it's a little bit tricky to work with. So I'm going to give you a couple little pointers. I actually did it ahead of time just to make things easier, but it's 2 steps. So you need these 2 pieces right here. Okay, this is the second. There's a bigger flower than this. This is the second biggest flower. So I always stamp, when I do 2-step stamping, I do the dark first. And what you're looking for is that right there, that little half moon, okay? Because there is a half moon right here in the stamp. So I'm going to ink that up. This is soft suede, and I want to stamp it on a piece of scrap paper because I need it to be a shade lighter. And so now I'm going to line up that half moon right on the inside and kind of watch the edges, excuse me, the edges as well. So I lost my edges. I'm trying to look through my phone at the same time, which is not as easy as one might think. Okay, so there is your two-step stamping. Now I just use the dies and cut it out so it looks like that. So what we're going to do is finish her off. A little bit of a snot dot here. And that'll go on our pretty flower. There we go. That little piece of die cut did not come out. There we go. Uh-oh, I have a sneeze coming. Yep, it's allergies. 'Tis the season. I'm going to close this and add my sentiment. I do want to be careful where I put the adhesive because you don't want to put it and glue that together. So be careful where you're putting your adhesive there. Thank you, Lori. Because you don't want it to come apart, or not come apart is what I guess I'm trying to say. You don't want to glue your card together. So now we're just going to do some dimensionals on our flower. And there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. So we've got our magic step card, and then we have our little treat box. So 2 wow projects using that DSP. Thanks, Marcia. I do want to share a couple other projects that I have made. Let me grab those. Hold on one sec. Because I had lots of fun with this DSP. So you can go super, super easy and just let your DSP do the talking. This one was a little bit tougher with all the different layers of that gorgeous designer series paper. This one is orchid and daffodil. Super pretty. Some of you guys did bingo zingo with me, and you'll see some of these cards that we created because we did a Fancy Flora Zingo class. Speaking of Zingo, I do have a couple more openings for our Zingo coming up on May 13th. So if you guys like to come online and have a class and play some bingo, check the description below. My link is open, and we do have a couple more spaces. So there I did, I think that was a celebration stamp there. Look at that gorgeous one. So pretty. Sahara sand and vanilla. Pool party. And that's the die that goes with it. And then I did tone on tone with orchid. This might have been one of my favorite pieces of DSP. Those colors I would not have put together, and I think they turned out so cool. Little shimmer on this one. This one has a gift card holder in it. Goes this way. So you can put a gift card or some money in there, maybe for a wedding. Freesia and Blackberry Bliss. Some balmy blue on that one. And then this was like a beginner and then an advanced with some die cutting. I think these are the extras that we made. Yeah, we made these, or these were our bingo last time, our bingo cards. So there you go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the step card. If you guys make this, please share it with me. I would love to see it. Oh my gosh, GM, we're so excited to have you play Zingo with us. We have a good time, and we are going to celebrate the in colors, the new in colors. So we're going to have an in color class, and then we'll have some bingo fun. So if you have any questions about, I say bingo, but the reason why I call it Zingo, it is Zoom bingo. But sometimes I am flagged by Facebook when I say bingo. They won't allow me to post things because that's gaming, and they're like really picky about that kind of stuff. So we call it Zingo. All right, my darlings, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Check the description below, and I will have the dimensions for you. And then share with me. Let me know if you made these cards. I would love, 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 love to see what you create. All right, bye everybody. Oh, Gianna's your upline. Oh my gosh, how cool is that? It's like a little family here. All right, everybody, have a great evening. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook. And join me on Wednesday. I will be here at noon Eastern time for some more stamping. We're going to say goodbye to another product. So make sure you come and join me Wednesday. Bye, everybody.